guys, welcome to a bit of isolation training. We're going to introduce some bodyweight exercises that you guys can do at home. There's three elements that we're going to be looking at, three key elements. Those three elements are, number one, we're going to look at the intensity of the exercise, so what sort of energy you need to put into the exercises. Number two, we're going to look at the repetitions, so how many repetitions. And number three, we're going to look at the ratios. So by the ratios, we mean our eccentric and concentric movements, so our extension and contraction. Then we're going to look at the sustained hold on the muscle. Then we're going to have a look at the rest as well. So there's four factors that go into the ratios of an exercise. When it comes to your exercises, guys, when you're at home, if you have equipment, that's good for you. I have, luckily, a handled medicine ball, which I'll be using for most of my workout. And that's just because I have that equipment available to me. If you don't have that equipment available to you, there are other options that you can be using. You can use large books. So this book weighs about 3 kilograms. It's a hardback, large book. You can just grip it like so to do any of your exercises. It's also going to increase your grip strength as well as working the muscle, whichever exercise you're doing with it. The other option you have is you can use a milk bottle or some form of bottle. So this is a 2-liter milk bottle. So the ratio is, for every 1 liter of water is 1 kilogram of weight. So very simple math. So this is a 2-liter bottle, so it's 2 kilograms of weight. As well as that, when you're doing your workout, make sure you hydrate, so make sure you have water. And as well, even though you're at home, practice good barrier control, so make sure you have a towel with you. All good, guys? So let's get ready to get started with the workout.
Our first movement is child pose. To get into the position, begin on your hands and knees, with your knees spaced apart and your toes together. Sit your hips back onto your heels while leaning your torso forward and placing your stomach on your thighs. Then place your arms by your sides with your palms facing upwards, gently resting your forehead on the floor while holding for 10 to 30 seconds. This exercise targets our back and shoulders. It's designed for a beginner level. It helps keep back muscle flexibility. However, it's not advised if you have any lower back issues. To do it right, make sure you release any tension from your facial and jaw muscles and face the floor throughout the stretch. Avoid spacing your knees too far apart. For an easier modification, you can leave your arms resting out in front. We want to repeat this stretch 3 times, holding for 10 to 30 seconds. Our next move is the plank pose. Begin on the floor with your hands flat and your legs elongated and balanced on your toes with your heels pressing outward. Your spine should be in one long line and your arms parallel to each other. Hold this position for 10 to 30 seconds as you lift your sternum and lengthen your tailbone. To do this right, keep your body one long length. Spread your fingers wide and ground down through each knuckle. Use your breath to get you through holding the pose. Avoid rounding your back. Squeeze through your glutes. In this exercise, we're trying to target the chest, the upper arms, and the core. This again is a beginner level move. It strengthens our arms, chest, and core stabilizers. It's not advisable if you have any shoulder issues, wrist pain, or lower back pain. Our next movement is a weighted pullover. Lie face up on a surface with your upper back, neck, and head supported. Your body should be extended with your torso long, knees bent at right angles, and feet planted on the floor, a little wider than shoulder distance apart. Grasp the weight and extend your arms behind you, level with your shoulders so that your body from knees to fingertip forms a straight line. Keeping the rest of your body stable and your arms as straight as possible, raise your arms upwards so that they are perpendicular to your body. Return your arms to the starting position. Repeat for 12 to 15 repetitions. In this exercise, we're targeting our upper back and core. This is more of an intermediate exercise. The benefits are it's strengthening our upper back and stabilizing our core. It's not advisable if you have shoulder issues. When doing the exercise, avoid locking your arms when they're extended behind your head, arching your back, and rushing through the exercise. Our next exercise is a seated alternating dumbbell press. Sitting in a balanced neutral position with our hips directly over center, grasping a dumbbell or weight in each hand, hold one to each side of your shoulders with your elbows below your wrists. Press one arm upward to full lockout and then lower down on the same pathway. Repeat on the other arm and then continue to alternate sides for a total of 12 to 15 repetitions per arm. Here we're targeting our shoulders. It's a beginner level movement. The benefits are it's strengthening our shoulder and our upper back. It's not advisable if you have shoulder issues or rotator cuff injury. Our next movement is a static squat with dumbbell curl. Placing a towel behind our back in the center of our back, sitting against the wall and lowering down till our legs are parallel. Your feet should be about shoulder width apart and slightly forward of your hips. Grasping our dumbbells or weights in each hand, palms facing forward. While maintaining the squat, bending your arms until your palms are nearly touching the front of your shoulders. Repeat for 12 to 15 repetitions and then rising out of the squat. This targets our quadriceps, our glutes, and our biceps. It's a beginner level movement, strengthens our thighs and upper arms. It's not advisable if you have any knee issues. To do it right, lower just until the tops of your thighs are parallel to the floor. Flex your biceps at the top of the movement. Next, we move into a high intensity exercise with high knees. Stand tall with your hands either on your hips or down by your sides. Raise up one knee as high as you are able and then return to the starting position. Alternate legs for 30 seconds while increasing your speed as you jog in place. This targets our glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves. It's a beginner level movement. The benefits here are with strengthening lower body, serves as a warm-up for other exercises, and builds endurance. It's not advisable if you have any knee issues or ankle pain. Next, we are performing a balance walk. Begin by raising your arms out to your sides at shoulder height. Lifting your back leg as you walk and then pause for 1 second before continuing for 20 steps per leg. This is targeting our calves and shoulders. It's a beginner level movement. It improves our balance. It's not advisable if you have any inner ear issues as this affects our balance. Avoid slouching or rounding your back or pushing through your toes instead of through your heels. Moving back to an intense exercise, we're going with flutter kicks. Lie on your back with your legs extended and your arms either at your sides or with fingers interlocked behind your head. Keeping your heels a few inches off the floor, kick up and down, alternating legs for up to 60 seconds. Here we're targeting our abdominals and our hips. Beginner level movement. The benefits here were strengthening our core, building endurance, increasing core stability. It's not advisable if you have tight hamstrings. Next, we're going to perform a thread the needle. This is a mobility exercise. Begin on all fours with your back flat and your breathing relaxed. Reach one arm underneath your chest while rotating through until your forearm rests on the floor. Hold the stretch for 1 to 2 minutes and then repeat on the other side. This is targeting our back and abdominals. It's a beginner level movement. The benefits is it improves back mobility. It's not advisable if you have knee issues or a rotator cuff injury. To do it right, rotate evenly throughout the movement. Avoid spreading through the exercise without completing the full range of motion. Next, we are looking at lumbar rotation or a modified windscreen wiper. Lie on your back with your arms extended out to your side. Have your knees up, bent at 90 degrees. This can also be performed with a Swiss ball if you have one available. Brace your abs and lower your legs to one side as close to the floor as you can possibly go without raising your shoulders off the floor. Return to the starting position and then repeat on the other side. Work up to completing 20 in each direction. This is targeting our lower back and obliques. It's a beginner level movement. The benefits here is it helps to strengthen and tone the abs and stabilizes the core. It's not advisable if you have any lower back issues. Finally, we're finishing with a lateral stretch. Sit or stand, keeping your neck, shoulders, and torso straight. Tilt your head so that your right ear moves toward your right shoulder until you feel a distinct stretch in the left side of your neck. Hold for 10 seconds and then repeat 3 times in each direction. What we're targeting here is our neck lateral flexors. It's a beginner level movement, benefits improving the range of motion, relieves neck pain. It's not advisable if you have numbness running down your arm or into your hands.
Okay, guys, that will be the first in a series of exercises to help you while you're in isolation. Remember, post-workout, stay hydrated, stay healthy.